What's going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we're back to Frostpunk 2. Alright, so our last save reverted a few days, but that's fine. So you'll see on the left side how it says pass along in the childhood category or pass mass produced goods. That's when you go inside of your council here, and this is basically where you're going to have to pick and choose what you're actually working towards. So we have rule, we have survival, which is promised to the pilgrims, so we can automatically go through this area and propose this. This is going to be the mass-produced goods or the double goods. Obviously, that's not actually what we're supposed to be voting for, so we want this guy down here. So on the left side of the screen, it's not actually about the research. It's about having enough time to go through your council and pass it yourself. That was one thing that we were doing incorrectly the last time. All right, so 43 are for, 32 are hesitant, and 25 are against. So we need 51 in order to pass a vote. So is there anything that we can actually promise people without like too much? Okay, research and hold vote. Mechanized scouts. We will train scouts to use advanced technology and techniques in order to optimize exploration. That actually sounds pretty good. And it's not going to have like any workforce. The main district produces a small amount of prefabs. You know what? That's actually in law, city development efforts. I think that's going to be the best progress for our city anyway. So let's do that one. All right, so let's go ahead and vote on it. And this will also keep our people happier than last time too, so it sort of worked out that the autosave was a little bit behind.
The votes are...
Alright, the Star Wars are delighted you keep your word. Now they look upon your role more positively and consider you a leader with integrity. Alright, so that one's good. We have another promise here, and we have a pass any law for childhood category, so we are going to need to do that. If you click on the side of your council here, you'll see it's going to be 10 weeks before you're able to do it again. So that's where you're sort of going to have to balance it. This one, it looks like it's on a cooldown for 1 week, so we'll probably fail that. But I think the prefabs are going to be more important anyways, and then we'll start working on like the crime right around the city. At the moment, we're +9 on coal, so that's in a good area. +3 on housing. Once we get the rest of the people coming in from our expedition, we'll have the rest of our workforce we need to get our increased materials that we had. The crime problem in New London continues to worsen. Scarcity of goods may drive people to act of crime when they don't see other ways to obtain necessities. Making goods available helps ensure people don't revert to free-for-all. If they do, watchtowers, prisons may become necessary. It is worth examining our laws and helping us fight crime. It may be more difficult to ensure order as population rises. If crime runs rampant, people might be injured or killed. Tensions will grow and radicals among us will grow in popularity. We'd best ensure it does not come to this. Alright, so now we're going to have to sort of worry more about the goods, and then we're also going to have to find a way to stop the criminals of the city. Now, I don't think we actually have the prison anymore. Yeah, so that's just something we're going to have to research again. So long, so let's see here. So you have 6 weeks, 4 days. That has 36 weeks, sorry. For some reason I thought it said like a 1 week. So I mean, we got plenty of time to do both of these laws, and we should probably go inside the research actually. Now this is where you can click on like the different areas here. So you have the city, Frostland, society, and hubs. So we have workforce, compensation, housing block, district. I think it's under society that we need for the watchtowers. Then eventually we'll go up to like the prison, for example. All right, so Frostlanders agree. New Londoners agree. No one agrees. So really it's down to these two options here. 20 heat demand, 12 guard squad output. I feel like both of these would technically be best, so that's 48. So we'll do this one. We have enough of our heat stamps, that's not really an issue. So now we're researching category. We have 82% on our scout expedition. Once we get the humans back up and running, we'll be able to build a second scout area, and then they'll be able to go inside of the other areas here.
Waste time on repairs. A new model is safer than a repurposed one.
That is a very interesting thing to start telling people. 129 murdered by violent criminals. Alright, so we're definitely going to have to start getting the crime up and running here. And another thing we could do is try to get our goods positive, which that's going to take some time, honestly. At the moment, we're negative 77. We also have negative 155 on materials here. So once we get our materials up and running, I think we might actually be decent. So we're just going to let the game progress. Alright, hold on. So now we can go inside the council here. I think that people should be getting kind of close to us. So hold on. So let's do the council. Oh, does it automatically force us into this one? I don't know. Liberator youth. Young adults are encouraged to experiment free from arbitrary bonds and judgments. Unlocks youth employment program city ability, which bolsters city's workforce but decreases heat stamps income. 17 are for, 18 are against, and 65 are hesitant. Alright, so 40 delegates are mostly hesitant. So let's see. What can we actually promise? Expedition law, I mean, I feel like that's good, but the thing is, our problem is we're going to be on a cooldown for the law, so eventually it's going to catch up to us and we keep promising to do a law. Relations improve with Frostlanders, 303 heat stamps. Fund projects benefit to their community. The larger the population, the more heat stamps required to fund them. We will select the fittest candidates and train them in the elite survival skills so they remain adaptable. Territory threat level decreased. Ooh. I mean, exploration time decreased. I feel like that's probably one of the better ones, so... See, that one's research and hold vote. This one is just vote for it, so I think this one's going to be a little bit quicker anyways. Alright, so 50 are for, 35 are hesitant, 15 are against. I think that's enough to where one person's going to be swayed without us having to lose the vote. So we know for a fact it's going to automatically give us 50. There we go. 63, 70, bring it on in.
Spoken. The law takes effect.
Hear ye, hear ye. I passed a new law. Alright, so that's good. We sort of got screwed since we weren't able to pick on that one. The game just automatically wanted us to do that one first. Let's check on our expedition team here. The community of Frostlands are eking out a pitiful moss and small fish. No furnace, they survive by sleeping shoulder to shoulder under thick layers of fur. They would undoubtedly prefer to live in New London. Taking the Frostlanders. In a hold on, can I move? There we go. In a cavern near the bay, we found a disturbing sight. Bodies in a sturdy Frostland gear, neatly laid side by side, left to freeze, with black oil marking over their closed eyes. A ghastly burial ritual? A map we found suggests they were heading to an old machine somewhere by the desolate coast. A machine would require a source of fuel. We should investigate. Alright, so wait for the people to come back. And we'd also harvest some food here, so let's go and send that out. Both of our teams will be going there. Once we get the rest of the people back to our village, we'll be able to expand up our expedition centers and get our materials up and running a little bit better. Alright, so what do you have? You are at 8 weeks, so you're getting pretty close to empty. So we got 10 weeks for recess. I mean, that's going to be a very short time for us to actually pass that. See, the thing is, we're going to have 3 different laws that we're going to have to promise all at the same time. So that's why I'm hoping that we're not promising like too much, but I think we'll be okay. The thing is, our negotiating skills, everything wanted a vote, so it's not like we could like go around doing a vote. Everything physically has to have a vote. Alright, so we're at +4 homes. Our security is at 70%, so I mean, that's slowly going up as well. We're just going to have to hold push. 25 housing, alright, slow down. So this is where we want to increase our housing again. Now I believe last time we stuck it on this area. Can I get a... So that's +20 heat. Is there anything that we can actually do? Build it along the outskirts here, and then we'll slowly start building towards like the food district. I was so close to being able to grab it. Hold on. So if we start with you, and then we'll see if we get like an additional heat bonus from that area. And I think that'll be the best bet for that housing. So that'll be a group of houses. So we're at minus 25. I believe you're already expanded. Nope. We have a little bit more that we can do. I think. Hold on. So if we didn't have the material district there, we'd actually expand that one. But that one's completely done. You are another one that's completely done. So the problem is we're just going to run into issues where there's like a bunch of squalor unless we build in like the outskirts here, but I think that'll actually work out. All right, so that's the housing expanded, and we'll see if that's enough shelter. Hold on, let's see what this is. Stewart, ever since we've introduced the Liberator Youth Gathering, groups of young people have started forming around the city. One such group, calling themselves the Captain's Vanguard Collective, has come with a request. Wildflower, Tin Man, Ziki, and I meddled our minds and bodies during our local gathering, said one. We want to make a beautiful art to collaborate this praise of the city to bring us together. They want to erect a striking monument that will raise the city and your esteem in the people's eyes. They only need some resources to make it happen. Should we fund them? Alright, so the heat stamps is going to be significantly decreased. I mean, I don't think heat stamps are the main issue at the moment, so I think we can go ahead and fund them. And with that being said, we can go ahead and increase that project up and running. Go inside of our build menu here, and we want to do a logistics district. I believe it's this area that had the boost on last time. So that'll get us a little bit of heat. So we'll check that out. We're -3 for the heat right now, so we can go ahead and turn on our extraction district. That's going to start getting us the coal. We still have 8 weeks before we're able to vote. Hopefully we have enough time to actually... All right, so that's going to fail at 5 weeks left for that. So that's the only thing that I'm sort of having issues with in the game, is trying to find out like when you're actually supposed to be clicking on the vote, because it seems like it automatically picks and chooses if you're too late. All right, so where are you? So you got 4 weeks left for that. So that one's going to be almost fully depleted. I'm just going to let it ride out until we destroy it, and then we'll start working on like different areas here.
Please do not be scandalized by the liberating.
All right, so now we should be able to go inside the housing, and we have watchtowers, and it's kind of crazy that we're going to have to do this, but since you guys didn't want to, you know, act appropriately, now we're having to add in some watchtowers around here. Waste a little bit of resources, but it's fine. All right, so as you guys can see, this one is completely toast, so now we can just go and demolish you. And this is where our expedition teams are going to come into play, because we're going to have no prefabs at all left inside of our main areas here. Our promise is also going to fail, so something is going to go negative. You fail to regulate childhood and time as groups continue to apply different standards to the matter chaos persists. Good news is, though, I mean, we got the watchtowers up and running, so that should help a little bit. Alright, so wait for you to get destroyed. Our housing is just about perfect, so we don't have any additional needs here. We can bump up our coal production just a little bit. Obviously, we're not actually stockpiling any coal either. Oh, that's why, because we built that and that's why it required more. Alright, so wait for these guys to get destroyed. So now we get rid of you. Alright, so that's going to be it for prefab. So now if we go inside of our build menu here, so we can expand this out just a little bit to get like one material. We got some food up this way, which food's still doing really good. We can actually lower some of the people requiring food. So let's do... turn you off. We'll keep that on like minimum force there. That's also going to lower the heat requirements inside the city. Let's see, so let's expand our extraction district. We'll just grab that box there. We don't have the research in order to get the deeper drill, but as soon as we have that, then we'll be able to place that down. All right, so is that all the materials inside of our area here? No, we have a decent pile this way too, so can I expand you out some? All right, so we have to actually frost break that, so let's do... Probably be worth it just to actually add in a whole new building. Is there a way to actually... Yeah, I don't think we can actually include that one. So we'll break that one, that way we can put a heat pump between these two. Why is that empty? Oh, this one's also out, so we can go and demolish it. Oh, in the process of demolishing, that's right. All right, so new law available. Is it going to let me like click on this and pick which law I want? So it looks like you just have to wait for it. So when we started off the episode, basically I just clicked on it once and it just worked properly. So that's what I was kind of hoping for like the childhood law, but it didn't seem to do what we were hoping for. I might put a heat pump here, that way it's less demand for the coal. I think right now we have enough scout teams that we should be good. We still have this area, even though it's claiming to not count as a sustainable fuel source. So it should have this check marked, but I guess that's because it has like a limited supply technically. So there must be like a permanent supply somewhere around the area. And once we get another team up, we'll be able to expand on further. We'll have oil, prefabs, cores, all that fun stuff. I think our main thing is going to be the dwellers and the prefabs at the moment. And obviously the material. Once we get the material positive, then we'll be able to place down our other building that we haven't even touched yet, the industrial district, which should turn the materials and... Oh, wait, what? Oh, you can turn it into prefabs. Okay, so the industrial district is actually going to be super important later on. It's just this entire time we've been negative on materials, so we haven't actually needed it. Stewart, the Captain's Vanguard Collective we funded has unveiled its monument, a tangled knot of metal studded with what appears to be dismantled toys. It now sits in the council's entrance chamber and has already garnered much praise. Whatever it is, it's impressive. Fills me with pride, said one passerby. Nice! Alright, so let's see, lol. So let's see, city. And this is where they're going to have like the next one. Everyone must support the prefab to help expansion of the city. So I mean, right now, 49 or 4, we only need 2 of the suede ones to go our side, so I don't, well, we can promise too much anyway, so we have one choice, vote it out. There we go. Honestly, I mean, it's so close to 51, I knew we would be fine.
The delegates have spoken. The law.
The new learners are delighted you kept to your word. They now look upon your rule more positively, consider your leader with integrity. Alright, so that's going to be stalwarts, pilgrims, frostlanders. Alright, so the left side is going to be a little angry. Right side seems to be a lot more of our population anyways, but they seem to be happy. Alright, so hold on. Did we actually finish our building? Alright, so that's all extracted, so now we build you. So the thing is, do we include these, or... Well, that'll get us the heat bonus, so hold on. So we do that, and then we should be able to expand out 3 times and include those. I think that's the most optimum route there. Alright, so now that we have that, so let's go inside of our window here. So we have threat level dangerous. That's going to be for people, prefab, stuff like that. That's going to be for coal. Oil, prefabs, and cores. I feel like we should probably focus on ones with including people at the moment. mean, it says dangerous, but I feel like we sort of have to, so let's just do this one. We now have a new expedition. The cold season is about to start up again, so we're going to have to pump our generators into maximum efficiency here soon, but we'll be okay. So we have 9 weeks before we can pass the next law, which is going to be the expedition support, which then theoretically should allow us to do that expedition much safer. Stewart, some of the coal deposits in the district will soon run out. The stalwarts and new learners believe that they can use explosives to access deeper veins of coal. The frost learners say we should keep sin children for mist ore in the tighter tunnels. Some did this as a kid themselves in the abandoned mine outpost and they survived unscathed. Should we support any ideas to extend a deposit? Alright, so coal in all deposits will increase by 10%. Relations with the Frostlanders and Pilgrims increase, and the available coal in all deposits will increase by 15%. So, I mean, theoretically, this is just going to allow you a higher yield. And it's also going to help the two factions that are angry at us at the moment, so I think that's probably the best route. We're just going to have to roll with it. So once this gets built, we are going to immediately expand it out some, and we might actually put a heat pump down as well. That way we can get a little bit extra room here. And then we might send our expedition team to go gather more people. That way we can increase the overall output of the city. So at the moment, I think our goal here is going to be to get a positive on material. We did it. Stewart, a new account has revealed a significant growth in our population in the recent weeks. Some attribute it to the rise of influx of settlers from the Frostland, others to birth outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we've adjusted our calculations of the city needs to reflect our new numbers. Wait, hold on. Did someone just do the books and they just found like 2,000 people just already living inside of our base? Is that what just happened? Alright, so we'll get +6 on food. Looks like we're going to need another housing district. And our materials, that was positive. Well, we just need to expand this out some, so hold on. So let's pause you. So we should be able to grab these 3 buildings. And that's going to add in a lot of output too. Our coal is still sufficient at the moment, but it's going to be decreased as soon as we start building housing. So if we can find a way... I mean, theoretically, if we touch that, that'll give us a heat bonus. That's a heat pump, right? But we would have to break the ice there since we didn't dig out far enough. I mean, if we build right next to each other like that, that should theoretically work. All right, so that'll be 33 houses. So let's see, can we actually expand you any? Requires 50 prefab. Ooh. So now we're going to run into the issue of the prefabs because we we physically don't have any. Our expedition team's going to have to find more of it on their journey, or else we're going to be toast. Or we can start getting rid of buildings. Worst case scenario, we'll get rid of buildings, but I think we'll be okay for now. Alright, so that'll be expanded soon. I mean, it's a cold season coming too, so hopefully we get enough housing for everybody. I mean, we're getting +5 prefabs a week at least. Now the thing is, do you want to save up to just build more housing, or would you want to expand it? That's going to require 200, so I don't think that's actually going to hold too many people anyways. So we're just going to have to roll with it for a temporary time. We're actually positive materials for the first time in our city's history. Bump up the coal output just a little bit, so we have 13 homeless. Stewart, a fire has broken out. Stewart, a fire has broken out in our coal mine. If we don't react, we'll lose the mine along with the deposits. Some of the stalwarts engaged in the rescue efforts insist we can still save the mine by cutting off the air supply to the shaft and suffocating the flames. But some of the children and the miners are still making their way out. It'll suffocate them too. Is that really a decision? So basically we can save the mine, which we're going to have to rely on in the city to actually survive, or kill off the kids. I mean, I feel like the correct answer is probably to get rid of the coal mine and lose 50% of our remaining coal. But at the same time, that puts so many people at risk that we're just going to have to block off the air supply. Alright, so we got 3 days for that council. That might be a little bit of a controversial vote that we just did. I don't think we really had a choice, though, is the problem. Alright, so hold on. So city. Yeah, so this expedition time is slightly decreased. So 50 are for, 20 are hesitant, and 30 are against. This is another one where we don't actually have to make any promises, so we should be able just to vote. We are accepted! So we're actually able to just pass it on through.
The proposed law has been approved.
See, now this is a lot more like it. Relations with Frostlanders improve. Trust rises. Now, speaking of improved, we're also down a late 11 housing here. Let's see. So the thing is, we're like maxed out on everything possible, and we're still minus 84 for the coal. Well, technically we can improve it again. Because I don't think we have a fracking area inside of each of our different areas here. But I mean, that's almost out anyways. So that's going to make squalor inside of like the housing areas. This will boost it up some. I feel like we sort of have to, but at the same time, we're going to use 40 prefabs. So instead of housing, we're going to have to rely on the coal output. We got to do it. And once again, we went from positive materials to negative. But we're out of prefab, so we can't actually build anything to actually include any of that. Let's see, we're just going to have to roll with it. So once we get to 50 prefabs, we'll be able to expand our housing district and include a little bit more homes. Oh, what now? Steward, the new learners are furious the city development efforts law is no longer in force. They wish to remind you of the vow you swore to enact this law. Keeping this vow earned you significant goodwill with the members. Breaking it now has pushed them towards hostility. What do you respond with? Relations greatly worsen with new learners. City development effort. Promised to restore city development effort. Repealing it was an oversight. It will be corrected. You have 15 weeks to restore the law. Past city development efforts. As long as it actually allows me to do it, we will do it. We have 8 weeks, so it's going to be just enough time. And hopefully this whole fracking is going to get us into the positive for the coal again. There we go, plus 96. That's even better. So we'll drop you down some. Alright, so that's going to be like our maximum amount that we're able to output here. So we got 25 prefabs, so some people are just going to be homeless and they're going to start dying and we don't have a choice. I feel like they should be definitely alarmed. Lucy didn't come home from the mine. Last time it got cold, proper cold, I gave her my gloves. We huddled together. Mom didn't make it. I lost my hands to the frost, but Lucy was always strong. She took care of me then, worked 2 jobs, boxed in the area, real fighter at 13. She would have given herself to save that mine any day. Thanks to her, it's not proper cold, but how can I go on without her? We saved the blasting coal mine from the fire. It was a tough choice, but I feel like that has to be the only choice that you actually do to survive inside the city. We just don't have enough coal output to be able to take a minus 50% production hit on it. We still haven't found a permanent fuel source outside the city, so I mean, our expedition teams must eventually find something better than what we're doing currently, which they said something about a vehicle or something in the top left, so maybe that's where we're supposed to be heading towards. So we got 25 prefabs. I mean, technically we could 287 injured during exploration. Our scouts have met the wise women for which these hills are famed. So in fact, New Londoners who left during the captain's first days, they would be pleased to return to New London now that we have a council, and they said they can bring some cores with them. However, some of the captain's most loyal followers consider these women traitors and think they should remain exiled. Built hastily during 1901 plague, these buildings were used to quarantine the infected New Londoners. They now lie silent and forgotten. Sources of wood crosses a grim reminder of what transpired. Should we decide to disturb the dead, dismantling this place could yield some raw materials. 300 prefab. We might actually have to do that one. Inside the Banner Research Station, our scouts found a city of frozen, naked bodies lying around a strange idol made of ice. Nearby sat a pile of stalwart uniforms. The station has fallen in despair. We could salvage it for prefabs, but the Star Wars prefer we destroy all evidence of this place and redact it from our official record. I mean, I feel like we sort of have to get the prefabs again, though, don't we? Let's see, so that's just tension's going to rise slightly. But we need it. So we're going to have to grab those prefabs, and we might actually grab those prefabs as well. Alright, so this is going to be safe exploring this way, so let's explore you. I don't think we have enough to... Yeah, that's 25. That's out as well. Year 20. Alright. So we did one dangerous. We'll go back to the safe. Obviously, we don't want to lose our entire population. Let's see, what can we actually research here? So we can do prisons. That's going to increase our overall security inside the area here. New Londoners agree with this idea, and Frostlanders agree with this idea. So that's 46% of the city. Oh, we already researched that. Never mind. So we can't really do anything with you. I mean, the hospitals is probably a good route. No one shares this idea, nobody. New Londoners agree, and Frostlanders agree. So we really cure some sick absentees, so that's pretty good. Unlock the preliminary triage district ability, which decreases disease but will result in death. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, so let's go and pass the New Londoners idea. So I feel like a hospital is always going to be important. So we'll just build that. I know it's kind of a weird idea, so let's do the council. We have 1 day for that, so hopefully we're able to actually pass the city development efforts. Wait for it. Alright, so now we go inside the city. Main district produces a small amount of prefabs. This is exactly what we were wanting anyways. So now 49 are for, 28 are against, and 23 are hesitant. I believe we will be good. That's right, just like slowly edge it on in. 62 or 4. We did it. You Londoners are delighted that you kept your word. They now look upon your rule more positively and consider your leader with integrity. Aside from the fact that we have 11 homeless, we don't have a solution for them until our expedition team brings us back to prefabs. It looks like we're actually slowly coming towards it though, so we might actually be able to build some housing soon. In which case we are going to use our materials again, so that's another area that we're going to have to build on. So we'll do housing, we'll get us another district to get materials, and then hopefully we'll be able to expand into actually getting goods. There we go. Because we had the workforce for it. It's just we weren't expecting a sudden influx of all the people to just like randomly pop in. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, we need everything. All right, so that's just plus 20 heat. I mean, could I actually like connect these two different areas? Oh, I could. So I'm not sure how much housing that's actually going to grant, but I mean, we're only down 11, so that's pretty good. A material district, we should be able to build another one of you inside of this area once we have our workforce and prefabs, since we are short again. Which is almost the warm season, so once again we'll be able to drop down somewhere else. Well, actually we're at 44 right now. What happens if I drop one? -8. Keep the coal output up. Now, I will say we don't necessarily have a good solution for a stockpile yet, since it seems like we're just sort of skirting around survivability at the moment. So once it gets to like major cold seasons, that's when we're going to have like huge issues here. All right, 2 times speed. We should at least be able to get the housing up and running. We'll see if we can get this -11 down to hopefully like -1 or 2. I don't think it's going to be all the housing though, but we'll see. All right, so our resource is nearly depleted here. That's going to be a major issue. Same with you.
Please give the
Steward, the Frostlighters are furious that the expedition support law is no longer enforced. They wish to remind you that you vow swore to enact this law. Keeping this vow earned you significant goodwill with their members. Breaking it now has pushed them towards hostility. I don't understand how it's not in again. All right, so expedition support. Is that a law that I failed to enact in time? Because I thought we only failed to enact one of them. All right, so we're at +9 housing, so we can actually drop the housing district down quite a bit. All right, so that's +1, so that'll be 48 now. So now we can drop the coal output. No, we can't. Once we put a heat pump down, we'll be able to, though. See here, so we drop this down, that heats up everything inside the area there, and I think that's going to require a much less amount. And I think that's probably the best bet. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.